By the end of this, you won't be drinking tap water again. But distilled water, on the other hand, can potentially protect you from the harmful contaminants that are typically found in tap water. And then these can include pesticides, heavy metals, organic and inorganic contaminants. So you want to find out 5 key reasons why you should distill your water, and at the end of this we're going to test the purity of both tap and distilled water. Stay tuned. Yo, it's Manny from All My Friends Are Eggs. So think about it. The human body is comprised of 70% water. Therefore, it's super important to be careful about the type of water that you consume. Tap water and bottled water have contaminants that are out of our control, but that's where this bad boy comes into play. The water distiller. Corona lockdown makes us do some crazy things. This is one of my better investments, I've got to say. But if you want to know where I got this distiller from, then click the link below in the description. When your kettle has all that lime scale, why is that? That's because of all the impurities you get in tap water. So if you went and bought a brand new kettle and only used distilled water, I guarantee after 12 months there'll be no lime scale. Then get yourself a distiller. Even though water goes through a vigorous cleaning process, it still contains minute traces of chemicals, but it also contains pesticides, nitrates, chlorine, herbicides, heavy metals. And also think about it, when the water's travelling from underground in these really old pipes and making its way into your home, that's another key reason for you to distill your water. Medical professionals state that over time, tap water can contribute to hardening of arteries, but it can also lead to blood vessels calcifying, which means that it can cause damage to the brain. In addition to calcification of the brain, tap water also contributes to the hard masses of urine crystals, phosphate, calcium and oxidates which form in the kidneys. So this could potentially lead to kidney stones. Wait a sec, if I distill water, wouldn't it just get rid of all the minerals? So what's the point? True, but think about this, you'll have to drink 1900 glasses of water, roughly, to get your daily recommended dose of magnesium. So what's the point in that? Either get your minerals from your diet and your food, and then get all the toxins and the chemicals out of your water. I think it's a fair trade. Distilled water is the purest form of water that you can actually consume. It removes 99.9% of impurities. So let's have a look at the distiller and let's look at all the nasty stuff that's actually left behind in the tap water. Because this is nice and pure, like me. Now we're going to test the purities of both tap and distilled water. But before we get into that, don't forget to give this video a like and cheeky subscribe. Right, back to the topic at hand. What I have here is a TDS meter, and TDS stands for total dissolved solids. So what this measures is the impurities within water, more specifically the inorganic and organic contaminants like heavy metals, pesticides, nitrates, everything that I've discussed earlier, and we want to see the difference between tap water and distilled water, and the results might shock you, so stay tuned. And also, if you want to buy one of these things, they're really cheap and you can get them off Amazon, and I'll leave a link below in the description. TDS meter. So let's put the TDS meter to work. What we have here is the distilled water that I made yesterday and tap water, which is just literally poured now. And how the TDS meter works is it measures it in ppm, which is parts per million. So the higher the number, the more contaminants that is included in the water. So let's start with the tap water because I'm more intrigued to see what the number really is. So I've got it set to 000. So let's put that in. Still adjusting. But roughly it's at 178, 179, it's flickering. Do this. So there we go, it's floundering between 178 and 179 ppm, which is a lot of contaminants. But let's compare it to the distilled water. Which is, well, at the moment that says 5. Let's bring that closer. Can you see that? That is literally 5. So they weren't joking about removing 99.9% of contaminants, because that is literally really low. Just 5 compared to 179 potential contaminants. It's cut and dry for me. Distilled water all the way. I had to pour myself another cup, I enjoy it that much. But remember this, an investment in your health is an investment in yourself. So get yourself a water distiller, and maybe a TDS meter as well if you're feeling a bit adventurous. But don't forget to like this video, give me a cheeky subscribe. But I also want to know your comments on what you thought of this video, on the process of distilling, your thoughts on tap water as well, so leave them in the comment section below.